for that. But I think Mighty Mouse takes less damage, is destroying more guys more in more of a crazy, technical, impressive fashion. Like when he stopped Cejudo, I mean, that was a work of art, man. The clinch work and those knees to the body, that was as good as I've ever seen anybody beat anybody. You know? I mean, that was just stunning.
Yeah, that's the highest level of mixed martial arts.
His defense too. Like when he went to the ground, when Cejudo took him to the ground, he's got butterflies in, he's moving, he gets back up to his feet. I mean, some high level shit, man. And he had hurt Cejudo to the body, which is why Cejudo took him down. Super, super high level.
So the reason I think a guy like that gets that good, especially so quick, is because he doesn't have a favorite part. He doesn't he loves the whole thing. You know those guys that they're good strikers and they love striking, so that's what they want to do all the time. Like, no, he works on everything, because for his offense to be as good and his defense to be just as good, a lot of guys just want to be offensive. Guys just want to win in the gym. Guys want to get on top and they want to stay there and they want to control. So when those guys get put on their back, they don't really know what to do, or they have a much harder time escaping or transitioning out of that position. But not a guy like that. Those are the best guys in the world. You look at DJ, you look at Dom. I mean, even Conor, right? The Nate fight is a bad example because that was the first time he was in a fight in the UFC, and he didn't like it. The second time he did better, but the same thing with Chad. The little bit of a fight he was in with Mendez, when he was on his back, he did some work, got back to his feet. He wasn't so uncomfortable with a dominant wrestler like that on top that he wasn't going to be able to get back up.
Yeah, well, Conor is definitely evolving. You know, you could definitely tell that he's like, especially his approach to the second Nate Diaz fight. He fought that fight very smart, and he survived some moments where it looks like he was gassing out, or at least he got that opportunity to reset. If he wasn't gassing out, he's definitely diminished, but he managed it.
He managed it much better than the first time, because I mean, when he got in trouble that first time, he did try to change the game, but when it wasn't in his favor, it was like, I kind of want out of here. His spirit, I mean, as a fighter, I look at that and I'm like, his spirit kind of broke there. But he asked for that fight again, and then he did it again, and he did run into some trouble, and he improved. Like he fought through it the second time. He wasn't like, oh, this is a real fight now. I got to get out of here. No, he was like, I'm staying right here. So I'm excited to see that Conor fight Eddie, because, I mean, yeah, Nate is the same kind of guy. He's not going to worry about those kind of things. But, like, Eddie is a different beast. Eddie's that Philly beast.
He's a savage.
So I want to see them get into a fight. Like, not.
Yeah, that could easily happen too. That could easily happen. Eddie Alvarez is a fucking savage.
Yeah,
he really is. You watched that Rafael Dos Anjos stoppage? Holy shit! The combination he hit him with. I mean, and the sheer amount of punches he threw, the barrage that it took to put him away. I mean, he had some fucking serious endurance to press the pace like that. That's the one thing that Conor's been struggling with, right?
Yeah, with that pace and
endurance.
And Eddie has the power to put that pace on him. When Nate gets him tired or gets him hurt on his feet,
he's got that power. And
he's not as dynamic.
He's a very strong guy too. Like, he's a very strong guy for 155.
I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah, I'm curious actually to see what Conor looks like at 55, because we haven't seen him there in the UFC. We've seen 45, and then you've seen him cut no weight and weigh like 169. I think he weighed against Nate. It would be interesting to see what does Conor look like when he's at 155. I mean, that might be the perfect weight for him. It's entirely possible we might see a better McGregor at 155.
I think that's the deepest division.
Yeah.
I think it has been for the longest time, and that if anybody dominates that division, like RDA did it for a little, he looked dominant for a little bit. Even coming up to the title fight, he looked like he was going to hold on to that for a while. But everybody there is so close. Everybody at that weight class is so close. So if somebody does it.
But what about Nurmagomedov? Because Khabib ragdolled everybody he's gotten in there with. That's the one guy you can't say he's close with, because everybody he's got a hold of, he's beating the fuck out of. That guy's special.
That's true.
Nurmagomedov is special.
That's true. I like that guy because what you said, he's special, right? And when you see that special thing, then I guess people kind of get lost in the void. When everybody's close to being just as good as each other, then you kind of just fight to get just a little bit better than the other guy. Just a little bit better than the other. I just got to be better than him. But then when you get the John Jones that comes into the arena and he's leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else, then you realize there's a bigger gap and guys start closing that, right? Like Alexander Gustafsson. I mean, he always fights at that level, especially when he's in a title fight. But I don't know if John Jones didn't exist, if he would rise to that occasion. You know what I mean? So somebody's got to show up in the lightweight division at some point like that to make people raise their level. Because guys right now, which is the deepest and toughest division, but guys are so close. And maybe Nurmagomedov is that guy.
Well, he certainly has been in when it comes to grappling. Like what he did to Dos Anjos was pretty stunning, you know, because I was like, man, Dos Anjos is a legit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, super strong guy, really good on the ground. And it just seemed like Nurmagomedov just got a hold of him and just did whatever the fuck he wanted to once he got him on the ground. Just throws dudes around. It's almost like he's built different. But he doesn't, you know, like if Gleason Tebow was doing that to dudes, I'd go, that makes sense. Look at that fucking guy. But when Nurmagomedov does it, it's not necessarily just some overwhelming physical attribute. It's his technique and his aggression. Just super fucking aggressive and tight with his grappling and his positioning. His ground and pound is horrific. He's a scary dude, man.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to think about the way he does those moves. I remember when you said that and when you say ragdolling people in RDA took that shot on him, I think he was in the third, and he hit him with an Uchimata, basically, like from the overhook whizzer and tripped him, forcing it. And that's not an easy throw to hit. And especially from that range, it didn't look like it was going to happen. But he does it to the guy who goes on and become the world champion at that weight and then dominates other guys at that weight class. Yeah, like that guy is special, man. I want to see him improve his stand-up and just get better. I want to see him do things like DJ is, you know, just working on his weaknesses, and because I mean, that guy would never lose. Imagine if he had DJ's MMA IQ and skill set, but
right.
with his wrestling and ground is now. Like, who's beating that guy? I would send that guy to fight wars for me. Right?
Yeah, man. Look, he ragdolls dudes in a very unusual way. Every now and then a guy will come up like that can do that. And he does it with like this intensity and aggression. Like Damian Maia ragdolls a lot of people too, especially lately. He gets a hold of guys like he did with Rick Story, but he's doing it in like this technical squeezy way. You know, when Nurmagomedov gets a hold of dudes, it's just smash. Everything is smash. He's driving you into the ground and smashing you into the ground and smashing when you're on top of you. Damian Maia is just constricting. He's like moving into position and he's slowly closing you off and he's going to choke you. It's a totally different kind of domination. But then I don't know if it's entirely the fairest comparison because Damian has obviously fought a much longer career and he fought at 185 and he fought against Anderson. He got knocked out by Nate. He's had a lot of ups and downs in the UFC. Jake Shields beat him. People forget that. Jake Shields essentially out-grappled him. Yeah. But Nurmagomedov, good luck. Good luck out-grappling that dude. Good luck.
Good. But what's his takedown percentage like too?
It's probably 1,000,000%. I mean, he takes down everybody. Right? But the other thing about Nurmagomedov is that he gets injured a lot.
Yeah.
And you got to wonder, is it because of that insane fucking aggressive style of his that makes it so fun to watch him? Is that like you're kind of redlining your body too much?
Probably.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to rest, right? You got to heal up. You can't always be on.
Yeah, but, I mean, can a guy like a Damian Maia, who trains very technically, I mean, obviously he wrestles and he does, like, a lot of chaotic movements as well, but probably not nearly with the kind of intensity that Nurmagomedov does. You got to wonder, like, that style is obviously super effective and very fucking devastating and fun to watch. But I wonder if preparing for that style and executing that style is almost like ultimately too much on your joints, too much on your body.
I guess the question would be then is, can he be Nurmagomedov without that style?
Right,
Like, does he
right.
have the skill to translate that to slowing it down and turning the volume down?
Isn't that what you always wonder about when a fighter gets injured, when someone blows a knee out or something like that?
That and the situation they're training in. I mean, you know, you go into a boxing gym, to this day you go into a boxing gym and it's sparring day. You go up to wild card, sparring day, and there's only two guys in the ring. There's only the two guys that are punching each other in the ring. You go to an MMA gym and on the mat, there's you and I are working, but then Joe and someone else are working over here, and that guy tries to take Joe down and he runs into my heel.
That does happen all the
It's the
time.
worst.